Hi everybody. Hi everybody. It's Lily on the go. What is going on? I am here to do a video on the Chateau Elan visit that I had in June. This was actually a reminder because a viewer, I don't remember her name or his name, asked me about the chateau, if it was worth the weekend book, or to go for the weekend. And it was like, you know what, I completely remembered that I had to do it, so I figured let's do it now. So I'm going to give you a full quick review of the chateau. I'll try to make it as short as possible, but make sure I provide enough detail so you can really decide if this is a place you want to visit. Just two things. I do have my more travel focused channel that I am slowly getting to build up soon, because now that I am a Fora travel advisor, I want to highlight more specific locations I've been to or give reviews so that people can, see if that's a place of interest. So that's the most important thing. And so let's get into it. Just a quick information about the Chateau Elan. It is located in Brazelton, Georgia, which is, I think, in Hall County. I live in Gwinnett County, or I have my mom's house, my house in Gwinnett County, which is about 20 minutes away. So for me, Chateau Elan is not that much of a hassle to get to. If you are in the Carolinas, I think that's pretty feasible. If you're flying from another place, I would suggest have other things that you're doing in Atlanta or in that area so that it's worth your trip. Okay, so it is a beautiful chateau. It's a winery and resort. So there is like the trees or wine things there, that vineyards, there you go. There's vineyards, there are grape vineyards that are there. And they have a winery, like a winery where they give you a tour that's available, that's free. I think 12 noon every day that they have it. So you can do the tour. And then they also have a whole spa area too. So it's a beautiful place. You come in, as you're seeing the big building, and then that's where they have like the tasting room where you can do the taste, the winery taste. One of the other restaurants are there, and you could just sit outside in the lounge and take the view in of the vineyards. Because we went in the summer, it was in the summer, it was beautiful. The last time I was at Chateau Elan, the very first time, I did a spa day with a group of 4 of us, and we got a spa group package, and it was very nice, but we did not stay the night. And it was winter. So this time it was nice to see it in a beautiful weather and got to enjoy the outside view. It's really nice on the outside and the inside. When you walk in, once you drive in, you see the big building, but on the side, you will see the inn. This is where the main hotel area is. I booked what did I book? The spa. So they have a building a little further down the road that is for the spa. It looks very like cabin-like, as you can see. So it doesn't have that great, opulent look to it, but it's beautiful inside. So let me go back. The reason why I went to this trip or stayed over there at Chateau Elan is because I always kind of wanted to stay there because we're only 20 minutes away. I was like, why spend all that money for a night? But I wanted to do this for my cousin since it was her a very highlighted birthday. And I think it was a good choice. Instead of doing the cabin or the glamping for 2 nights, it was nice that we took a nice luxury stay, and she really appreciated that. At first, when I told her it's going to be luxury, she was, happy about it. But when she found out it was Chateau Elan, I wish I had caught that on camera. But once she learned it was Chateau Elan, she was like, oh, that's all you had to say was Chateau Elan. So her feel about it was definitely different. So I think there's this perception of, Chateau Elan, that sounds, luxurious. Or, it's a nice luxury kind of place. And if you see pictures and videos of it, it definitely is definitely a higher level. So we're going as part of second half of her birthday, and I booked a spa room. So that means our room, instead of being in the regular main accommodation in the inn, we stayed at the spa area. They only have, I think, 14 or something like that rooms. So it's really not a lot of rooms. So if you do want that, you should book fairly early. I remember after I finished booked and I was trying to see for a lesser, not really a lesser room, but a set of, there was something I was trying to do and they were just not available. So it is very important, if you want a certain room to accommodate as many people as you want, that you try to do it early. If you're doing the double beds, they do count how many people you come with. As you know, some hotels you can put 2, 3, as long as you're paying for the room, you're paying for the room. But because you're doing the spa rooms, and it includes access to the spa amenities, if you add an additional person, it's going to definitely cost you more. Not like $10, $20 more. I'm talking about like a good 70 or something like that. But it's very helpful because when I was looking at the rates of just doing the spa amenities, they told me it was like about $100 to have access. That means from the morning until the night, you have access to use the amenities. No treatment, just the amenities. And that was close to $100. On a weekday, I think it was $90. So for me, I calculated if we have 3 people, we're spending $300 and it's only going to give us access for that day. If we stayed the night and added the additional stuff that they were offering, it was definitely much better because we had 3 people. It would not have been that great if it was just 2, but definitely because we had 3. Okay, so you can definitely do the inn. The inn is very beautiful. The room is similar, it just doesn't have, the inn has a tub, but our room did not have a tub, which was fine because we had access to the amenities. So I'm good with that. And I realized the tub in some of the videos I watched, the tub was not like like a long tub, like a nice, what do you call those tubs? Yeah, those tubs, that's long enough for someone like me, that's like 5'6". So that was definitely worth me staying at the spa. And plus, with getting the spa, as soon as you check in, or even before, you can use it that day, and then also till you check out the next day. So even if you checked out, we had them hold our bags and we still had access. So you had access twice instead of just the one time if you had booked it through like a resort pass or got just the treatment. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the point here. So, what was the plan? The plan was to go to the location, drop our stuff, go ahead and enjoy the amenities at the spa, then get showered, get dressed, go get dinner, do some other stuff around the property, and then come back, go to sleep. In the morning, we get up early again. We enjoy the spa amenities, check out, and then, and finish maybe depending on checkout, and maybe stay in the amenities for a little bit, and then leave because both my cousin and I had a flight to catch. Now, that kind of happened. We got there like around noonish, but we could have gotten there fairly early, much earlier. So we dropped our bags. They gave us a tour of the place. Our room ended up being ready by like 2 o'clock, and they were like, "Oh, your room is ready." And it wasn't a question about, "Oh, it's not check-in time." Like when we were going to where was it that we were going? The cruise, and we were at the Hyatt in Houston, Texas, and the guy literally made us sit outside in the lobby until the time. Okay, we sat there for 2 hours. We were making a ruckus because it was just like, really, you don't have no rooms available. So it was very nice to be able to be given a room early, and they called me up, said the room was ready. So we changed and we went to enjoy some level of the amenities. Then we got rushed to get dressed so that we can go to not a bartending, a cocktail demonstration. And it was like, okay, we got there, and of course we couldn't find it. It seems like they didn't have the class. And we were kind of bummed out because we kind of rushed the spa area so we can get dressed to go to the class and then go to dinner. But oh well. So the driver, one perk as well about the property is that they do have a chauffeur shuttle person that takes you once you go to the main desk and let them know, hey, can we get a shuttle to take us to this part or that part of the chateau, they will definitely do so. And we used that person quite some time because my sister said, I don't want to drive. Which was fine because it was good that we had somebody come pick us up. We had them open the doors. I mean, it was so nice and lovely to have that level of convenience. And that is something it was a pretty big property, but it was a nice feature to give people because that walking wouldn't have been fun in that damn Georgia heat. So once we came back, we had him drop us off to the restaurant because the package that I purchased included $100 food and beverage. So we ended up going to the one that's on the country club. I can't remember the name. I think I put it in the video. It's at the country club where we drove around the property and we saw all these beautiful houses and then we went to eat. The food there was like, it could have been more of a lunch. Sandwiches. We didn't get wings, salmon, very sandwich-like. It wasn't like luxury dinner. It was more like, country club food. Country club food. One of the restaurants that we did want to try, it wasn't open on Mondays, so we couldn't go there. And plus the other restaurant that they had, Mark's, was very, very pricey. And the menu was just nothing to be like, oh my gosh, it was not. And I knew that even though my cousin and my sister, they want food, real food. And even the menu didn't have anything that was like something even worth buying for $60 per plate. So it was only $100, so we made it do. The food was delicious at the country club. The fries were really, really good. After we ate and stuffed our face, we went back to the room. And when we went to the room, the lady gave us a bottle of wine because the fact that we were prepared to go to that class, the demonstration, it didn't happen. She gave us a bottle of wine and we drank it and went to sleep. The next morning, we got up. And I went for a quick walk early. And then when I came back, I told my cousin and sister, I was like, hey, we got to leave here we got to check out at 11, but we're going to leave the property at 1. So try to use amenities as much as you can. And boy, did we do that. They were on the hammocks. They were in the indoor pool. We went to the sauna, the steam room, and we just sat around and lounged. It was just so nice. It was really, really nice. And the earlier you go to get up to use the amenities, the better, because later a lot more people were coming in for treatment. Also, I would recommend, if you could do a weekday, it probably would be better because the weekend probably has a lot of local people and probably people coming for like weekend stays. I personally would have not booked for a weekend, and knowing that there'd be a lot more crowd of people. The vibe is beautiful. I mean, it's quiet, and you really don't see a lot of rowdy people at all. And I did see all mixed kind of people coming in. Some people were probably mostly, I would say, fairly maybe Georgia local, Carolinas kind of local. Like I said, if you're coming from New Jersey like my cousin was, you should be coming to Georgia for something and then just make that a stop. Now, the question that one of the viewers asked me, is it worth the weekend? And that's the reason I say it depends on what you want to do. We missed the wine tour because we needed to leave at a reasonable time to catch our flight. They did have a cooking class that if you wanted to sign up for, you'd have to pay. It was a good amount of money, I would say. And I'm like, I don't need to learn how to cook. I don't need to learn how to cook. The tasting, not even a tasting, the demonstration would have been nice. But again, because it may have been a weekday, maybe not a lot of people were signed up for it. It was free. So that one was free. Maybe because there wasn't a lot of people signed up for it, that probably was the reason why they kind of canceled it last minute or so. So plus we did not get to enjoy the main pool or the gym. So if you're a person that really want to take a lot of time into what you paid for, it definitely would be nice to do 2 nights. If you have a second, third, or fourth person that you want to join the room, that might help kind of break the cost up. I think if you're in the inn, the cost to have 3 or 4 people in the room may not be that much. But if you're getting the spa rooms, because you have the spa amenities for each person, the price for these additional people is going to be a little more. So keep that in mind. We could have done a second day, or we could have came a whole lot earlier. We could have came like 10 o'clock and started using the amenities early. But because we didn't come till like almost 1, and then we still had to check in. And the process of checking in, unpacking, that takes a lot of energy. So if you cannot afford or do not wish to do a whole 2 nights, definitely 1 night is definitely worth 1 night. Absolutely. Come as early as possible and be prepared to leave as late as possible. So they're very accommodating. I think when you pay the price that you pay for that place, it's not going, they're not like, clock watching you, you know what I mean? So the food I mentioned was delicious at the country club. They had a little cafe because I think we had like maybe $30 left. Even though I tried to really count to make sure I use all my $100 because you don't get to, you can't use it afterwards. We went to the cafe that was, it's called Le Petit Cafe, something like that. And I got this delicious cookie. Oh my gosh. I had a muffin. I bought some other stuff and coffee. The coffee was good too. If you saw the video, I bragged about the coffee and it was pretty delicious. So that was good. And what else did they give us? I think that was it. Well, the generosity of the wine was really nice. The staff overall was really pleasant. They were very not talkative, but I think that's a Georgia thing. They were very engaging and held conversation with us. And the driver, he showed us around. He gave us some little information about the chateau. Overall, the property was beautiful. There was nothing bad at all that I could say about the place. Even at the cancellation of the class, the only thing I asked them, I was like, it would have been nice if they had even emailed me earlier and said that it was going to be canceled, because like I said, we rushed to get at the spa area, take a shower, and to get to that class. So it was a bummer, but I'm so glad that they really, realized that was their mess up and was willing to just, show us how much, they were appreciative of, not for us not being as angry as we could have been about it. Is it worth the price that I specifically paid because I did the package? Yeah, like I said, if to me it was a gift and it was a good experience that I know my sister and my cousin was gonna love. So I wasn't really bummed out about it. And I know the cost of the spa amenities itself for 1 day was already $100. Why not just pay for a room for an extra $500? So it was like, it can be pricey, but you can also choose not to make it pricey by bringing your own food or going to eat definitely away from the chateau. You can, of course, bring your own wine. You don't necessarily have to do their tasting. Like the tasting wasn't included, but it's a winery. Why wouldn't you do a tasting or something like that? You can get the regular basic room because you have access to everything, but the room is still nice. I think the difference from the look of our room had our extended couch. It was pretty massive. The bathroom was big. The shower was lovely because it had this waterfall shower, but you could do without all that, especially if you're not really going to stay in the room. You want to explore everything. It's a pretty place to take pictures. I enjoyed myself. So I know this video is getting too long, but I wanted to make sure I give you as much detail as possible, and I hope it was helpful. I definitely recommend the place. I know that everybody's experience is different, but I do not think that you're gonna have a terrible time at all. I think you'll have a really pleasant time, if not a great time. So take it from me, Lily on the go, okay? So yeah, thanks for watching. And if you ever plan to decide to go, let me know. I am a travel advisor. Now, I booked my room before I signed up to be a travel advisor, because you guys, you see I'm traveling all the time, right? And I'm booking travel for all my peoples on a general basis. So I didn't book the room with that, but boy, could I have gotten a good commission off of this room, because it was pretty pricey, but it was so worth it. At least I could say I stayed at the Chateau Elan, and I stayed at a spa room and enjoyed the amenities both nights, not just one, both that Monday and the day before, the day I left. So it's definitely, I mean, if you want to save your money, prepare, yes. One night, definitely doable. Two, if you got it, go ahead. All right, so let me get out of here and see y'all later. Thanks for watching.